Yeah, I could really care less about what the rest of the Smash Ultimate DLC is. Like, yeah, sure, it's always hype getting new characters, but like, the problem with them, I'm not gonna play them because I pretty much plan on using Joker for the rest of the time I play Smash. And that's not like me joking or anything. Like, I genuinely kind of don't care about DLC anymore. So, when it comes to new additions to the game, I really don't care all that much anymore. Because I know the one character I want will just never make it in. But you know what? Okay, for the purpose of this video, right? Let's say Mr. Sakurai came to me and said, who do you want in Smash? This video is simply me going over who that character is and what their moveset would be. So, you may ask, who is that character? Well, drum roll please! It's Akechi. Yeah, he's my favorite character from Persona 5, which has become, like, one of my favorite games of all time. So, yeah, no shit, I'm gonna want him in the game. He might, like, honestly, he might actually make me, like, blow something in my head if he actually makes it into the game. Like, my reaction would be so wild for him that, oh my god, I would lose it. But, the odds are kind of against him, because, I mean, we already got Joker, and, like, he probably shouldn't have made it into the game. The only reason he's here is because Sakurai loved him. But, it's not too far to say, hey, you know, Akechi. But, that's another topic. Now, once again, I really don't think he's actually going to be part of Smash Ultimate. But, I think there are some odds for him in the next Smash game. And I know Smash Ultimate's only been out for about 2 years, so it's weird to look at it like that. But he realistically has a chance at being in the next Smash game. And that's not me just like bullshitting or anything. I mean, characters like Daisy and Dark Samus were just ults in Smash 4 and, you know, other games. But then in Ultimate, they are characters. As it be echoes, but they're still characters, right? And you know what Akechi is? He's a Joker ult. I mean, hey, he has a chance. Not a big one, but he has a chance. Now, am I saying Akechi should be a Joker echo? No, not at all, honestly. Well, actually that brings me to my next point. How would Akechi be added into Smash? And I think there are 3 different ways he could potentially be added into this game. Right, so the first way he could be added to the game is the Echo Fighter. This is obviously, you know, the easiest way to get him into the game. You know, just change Joker's effects from being, you know, curse skills to light skills. Or, you know, if they want to go with Dark Akechi, you know, they don't really have to do that, but, you know. To me, honestly though, this just kind of doesn't make sense. Because Akechi does play differently from Joker, and he doesn't even use the same things Joker do. And I feel like there's an argument here like, well, Joker didn't have the grappling hook for Royal. Yeah, but like, he's the protagonist, you know, you could put whatever on him, and it makes sense. But, and he is a thief where Akechi kinda isn't, but, I don't know, it still doesn't make sense to me to make him an Echo, but I would honestly be perfectly fine with having him as Echo, because, like, I could just swap between them then, and there'd be, like, no difference. I'd be perfectly fine with that. But, let me go to my next point. And that brings me to point number 2, the semi-Echo. This is, in my opinion, probably the most likely way they would implement Akechi into this game. They would be pretty similar in how they play Joker and Akechi, but they would have a reason to prefer one over the other. This would be kind of like a Roy and Chrom situation, not Samus and Dark Samus, where there's 0 differences outside of, you know, how they look. Now, first off, Akechi does not have the grappling hook like Joker, so I would think his recovery would be something more along the lines of a weaker Arsene recovery that he would always use. Now, you know, this move's made up, so it just makes sense. They could easily just slap this onto Akechi. I don't really know how, but they could figure out something. I mean, literally, Arsene recovery is from a single line of dialogue from the game, so they could definitely do something there. Akechi also uses a sword-like thing. I don't know the actual name, so don't hate me, please. Where Joker uses a dagger. I think they could easily just make it work like Akechi gives up some of his speed for range, and I don't see a problem with that. Obviously, Akechi still wouldn't be a slow character, but in terms of, you know, against Joker, he would be slower. I would imagine, like, you know, put that speed down just a little bit so it's balanced, but not like super slow. Akechi also uses a different gun compared to Joker. Joker uses a pistol, where Akechi uses a Luger, which is pretty much just a heavy pistol. I imagine this would be a lot like Fox and Falco, where Joker having, you know, faster bullets with no hit stun, where Akechi would have slower bullets with some hit stun. But not a lot though. Gun with actual hit stun would be kind of busted. And in terms of arson, he would definitely have an arson meter, just, you know, not arson. Like, he would use one of his other personas, which we'll get to later. But yeah, I feel like it would just work the same way in how Joker's does. I feel like there'd be some differences, obviously, but that just depends on how they tune Akechi. But yeah, he would just definitely have a persona meter. Also, a very small note, but I think Akechi would have one of his 2 all-out attacks as his final smash, rather than, you know, having Joker's all-out attack, because, you know, he's not Joker. And finally, the third way I think Akechi could be implemented into Smash is being a completely separate character from Joker. I'm gonna be honest here, I don't think that makes too much sense, but look at Villager and Isabelle. Isabelle really should have been an echo of Villager, but for some reason Sakurai gave him her a unique moveset. I don't know, like, they could make him a completely separate character, but I don't think it makes too much sense, to be honest. Now, Akechi could completely just play like a sword fighter and use his persona in different ways opposed from Joker, but I don't really know how they'd pull this off. I think it'd be something more along the lines of how the Persona 4 fighting games plays, how they use their personas in their actual attacks, opposed from how Joker does in Ultimate, where he uses only Arson whenever he has Arson meter. I feel like that could be a fun way to not only represent Persona in a different light, but also make him a lot more stand out from Joker. But still, even then, I feel like it just makes way more sense for him to be a Echo, or at least somewhat play like Joker. Now, I do see this being a possibility, but I don't really see it happening. It just makes way more sense in context of Joker and Akechi's relationship. Spoilers real quick, but they're literally meant to be opposites. Kind of like Pit and Dark Pit, but like way more, how do I put this? Confusing, opposed from, oh, he's evil me. No, it's a little bit more confusing than that. But the simple idea is that they're opposites, right? So it would just make it more sense for them to play similarly in just some way. But honestly, I would fully accept Akechi as his own character. I would play him in a heartbeat. Right, so another thing I do want to talk about with Akechi, though, is his appearance. Akechi has 2 different appearances that could be in Smash. So, Akechi's first appearance is his Ace Prince Akechi appearance. This is the appearance that Joker's Akechi ult's actually based off of. And earlier I said Akechi would have a different persona from Joker. Well, it would kind of depend on whatever his appearance would be. Ace Prince Akechi here would have Robin Hood as persona. This persona you get it in Say's Palace. This is the one you actually have to use on your team outside of bonus content in the game, but we'll talk about that later. I also mentioned that Akechi has 2 all-out attacks. Once again, it would go back to his appearances, and, you know, Ace Prince over here just happens to have the best all-out attack in the game, so, I mean, if you want to go with that ult, I'm perfectly fine with that. And for ults, I think he would just have 6 recolors like Joker, and his last 2 ults would be his detective uniform. I don't know what the last ult could be. There's probably a slight variation, I don't remember. I don't know, he just like, this would just be like, if they were gonna make him an Echo, they would just choose this ult. And his second appearance would be Dark Akechi. If they really just wanted to represent Royal, this would be the way he'd be added. And if they were gonna make him a unique character, this would be like the way he would be added. And in this appearance, Akechi would have the persona of Loki, and his all-out attack would be his Dark one. I think his ults would once again just be 6 recolors, and the last 2 would be clothes from Royal rather than his detective uniform. Maybe just his Royal Day outfits, or, you know, they can just throw in his detective outfits, which would be perfectly fine. And also, this would also depend on his voice, because in this tone he would sound very psychotic, and then with Prince Akechi he would sound very more heroic and normal. And that's all I got for Akechi. Ever since I played Royal, this is my most wanted fighter. My last list, I set up my most wanted fighter with Bandanity, and I said if he was added to the game, I'd play him. But yeah, my opinion has completely changed. I still think Bandanity could be a fun fighter to add, but I kind of am on the board that now I think he's a bit of a lame addition. I'd rather have, like, some crazy third party than, you know, another Nintendo rep. And I know that's wrong to say because it's a Nintendo game, but I don't know. I feel like Bandanity would make way, way, way more sense we added next game rather than DLC this game. But, you know, I would not be opposed to Bandanity. And another thing I want to note, and pretty much the last thing I want to talk about this video, is that Akechi isn't the only Persona character I think that actually has a chance getting into Smash. And I think there's just one more, and it's Kasumi/Sumire. She is the poster child for Royal, and the community's most loved character. And honestly, I'd be completely fine if Kasumi got into the game. You know, I just want another representative from one of my favorite games of all time, and like, they want to throw her in, I'm fine with that. And honestly, I'd be fine with any Persona rep. I just think, you know, Akechi's the absolute coolest, and he's my favorite character, so, you know, Sakurai, if you want to make a huge fan happy, throw in your boy Akechi. Anyway, thanks for watching to the end of the video. If you like the content, subscribe, and yeah, I'll probably see y'all next year whenever I finally make another video. See ya.